Welcome, and I'm going to share some tips, tricks, and flubs for this block really fast with y'all. So for the block for Tuesday, May 13th, Country Farm, I need 4 1.5 inch finished, which means 2 inches unfinished, HSTs for the corners. I'm working with scraps, like literally scraps. I have starched them because it helps deal with the bias a little bit. The other option would have been to take a 3 1/4 inch square of red, 3 1/4 inch square of white, put them right sides together, sew all the way around them, cut across, square to 2 inches, right? Clearly these aren't going to work for that, but that's an option. Oh, I bet that made a bad noise when I did that. These are the beginner FPPs. I've put in I think it was a Google Doc PDF for you guys. Now these are a little bit big, but this line is my 2 inches. So that's what I'm going to do. And I learned over the weekend, actually maybe it was last week, I need to put my light fabric down first. So I'm going to make my light fabric number 1. I need to put it down first because then when I put dark fabric on, I'm pressing to the dark side. If I do it the opposite way, if I put my dark fabric on as my number 1 and then overlap with the white, there's a chance you might see a little bit of this peeking out through this off-white. Maybe not, but when you're using a true white, I had to do a lot of trimming. So, with the light color down first one always goes face up. Gonna do some trimming. I'll be back. I have glued number 1 on, and these are all going back in my scraps. How I did that is I put glue, and then I put the wrong side facing away from me, put this back, cut a 1/2 inch, voila. Now we're going to do the red scraps. The red ones, I'm just laying them, getting ready to sew on this line, corner to corner. Then I'll trim them off and probably not have any. That one might have a little bit that can go back in the scrap pile. And this one might. Most efficient use of scraps for me is doing them like this. And it's very accurate. We love accurate. And they're done. Scored to 2 inches. This is my waste from my lights. This is my, not waste, sorry. This is my scraps that will go back into my scraps. This is scraps, also go back in scraps. This is the waste. From all of those, this right here is all the waste. Okay, now we need our flying geese. For these, need 4 in that way and 4 in this way. So I'm using it's So Emma finish at 1.5 by 3 inches. Okay, sorry, 1.5 by 3 inches, and they come like this. They give directions on how to cut your fabrics. I cut out on this line because it's wasting fabric to cut out on this line, but if that's how you want to do it, you do you. I might regret my life choices after I do these and decide I should have done that. But for now, this is how I'm doing it. Now I've got 4 over here, and I've got them set up with the red, blue, white combination, and I've got 4 of them over here set up with the red, blue, blue combination. And now I will get my scraps. Again, I'm using scraps, but if you have a 3 inch square, which I happen to have in one of my scraps, you can cut it corner to corner and get 2 of the geese. So if you had a 6-inch square, 2, 4, 6, 8, you could get 8 of your flying geese. But I have these and I have this piece, so I've decided to do 4 with the same geese. Gander. Alrighty then. I'm going to do 4 with this fabric and 4 with these fabric and alternate. Let's make a template really fast for these pieces of paper. I have a scrap piece of paper. I have scrap paper everywhere. In a nice neat little pile. So I'm just going to lay this here. I'm going to line my diagonal at the top, right here. I'm going to put my 1/4 inch right across this line, right here. So I've got this line up here telling me that's straight-ish. And I got a 1/4 inch here. So now I'm going to take this paper away without moving the one underneath. My paper. And now I have a template. I can cut my blues from. So the blues I'm working with, there should be a dozen different ones there because we need 8 for these and 4 for these. So we need a dozen. Use your handy dandy template that you made. Didn't have to print nothing, didn't have to copy nothing. Woohoo, saving paper, saving ink. Who's a fan? Come on. Alright. Let's get to it. Alright. There's my 12 corners. Here's my scraps. There is my waist. And there's our fancy template. And I needed 4 white corners. These were scraps also. They're pretty much already cut for me. They were just cut-offs. Let's put some together. Okay, I got this product on Amazon Vine program. So this is a affiliate, I guess, thingy. Normally this runs $20. It is a very thin, and when I say very thin, I mean like super thin. Just a simple light pad. That's all it is. It's a light pad. It's not meant, you can trace on it. It's not meant for cutting or anything like that. It works perfect for what I want to use it for, which is this. Here's all my flying geese. And it plugs into USB. The cord isn't terribly long, but that's okay for me. And you can adjust the light. Just hold this down. It'll dim it or brighten it. It's kind of hard to see. I dimmed it. Touch it to turn it on, touch it to turn it off. I put it up at this side so I'm not accidentally shutting it off. If I put it down here, I will accidentally shut it off. I left the paper stuff over it because I thought y'all would enjoy the noise that it makes. Don't try to keep forgetting glue on it and scratching it. It'll be fine. It cleans. I just, I'm like that. See, I got glue on this. Okay, I'm taking all of my flying geese and I'm turning them over. And this is just bright enough that we can see. Turn them over. I want to put that first piece on, right side facing me. This is Walmart. This is not sponsored. It was cheap. Okay, so I've got that. My first piece is red on all of these, and I'm only doing 6 because I'm going to do 2 during the live tomorrow. And I line that up. Now I actually need this brighter to see that that went where it was supposed to, but I could turn it over and show it. And that's good enough. Except for it. I will move it over. Okay. We're going to get blinded. There we go. I don't like messing with this. I realize this when I get, this is not necessary to do FPV. It is absolutely not necessary. In fact, I've got a little bitty one I use when the sun's not out like I want it, like I would like it to be, like I want it to be. Okay. That's better. I've got a 1/4 inch over both sides. All right, that one's better. Took a while on that one, okay. And I'm just going to do all of them like that. Sometimes I can see the lines through the paper. Sometimes I can't. That one's good. Turn it over, not so good. Anyway, I think you get the idea. This one was like 20 bucks, and you may even find them on sale for cheaper. Yay! So, you know, I don't think it's necessary, but it actually is pretty convenient. I've been fighting against a light box for, what, 3-4 years I've been doing FPV. I've given up the fight for efficiency. We'll have to see how this works. One's good enough. You can see I'm crooked right there. It doesn't matter. I've got to see the knots. That one's way too easy. You can do it this way. Save yourself the headache. Why did I not do it this way? I need to trim this 1/4 inch over here. Put the fabric down, wrong side up, number side up, and work smarter, not harder. Slate on top of it. I don't know why this one's on you for. Alright, I need to make sure I've got a 1/4 inch around all of these and then add a piece. I'll be back. The first piece is really all I need the light box for. I could leave it on. If these pieces were thinner, I can see through them. These are not. Then I use the glue base. This is, the bottle is Roxanne's. Roxanne, yeah. And I got this from Halo, not sponsored by Halo. Or an affiliate with Halo. But I like this because the bottle is just the right size that it doesn't hurt the arthritis in my hand when I have to squeeze it. And this tip is a perfect size for a small bead. It doesn't take much, just keep it in your seam allowance. It's repositionable, so if you mess up, you can take it off. It is temporary. It is temporary. I refilled it with school glue, the cheapest one they had at Walmart. That was also washable, acid-free. You want to make sure. I've heard Halo say pH of 0, so don't lose the cap. Oops. And I'm just going to line this one up on that. And I'll be back when they're done. Except for I put that on the wrong side, didn't I? I did. For some reason, I always do. I don't want to edit. Alright, for the record, it doesn't matter if I put my left one on or my right one on, as long as I'm putting the right color on. But I decided for uniformity's sake, which means if I put this one on first, I'll fold it back, and this one will go over it, and I'll have this line here. If I change and put this one on first, and then this one, I'll have a line here. I want all my lines the same, so I'm going to put this side on, which happens to be the white side. I hope that made sense. This wasn't going to be a tutorial, but, you know, I messed up. Didn't really mess up. I chose a different direction. And I messed up. I wrote white where the blue should have been. Change that for tomorrow. White over here. So, Mr. Stream Ripper and I are gonna sing a little ditty while we rip these scenes. No, I'm not gonna sing it for you. Gonna put the blue over here though. Okay, so I more ripped them apart than used my spin ripper. And I've got these edges because of it. I'm just going to give them a quick spray with some water, iron them, they'll go right back into shape for me. If you're a steamer, you can use steam, they will go right back into shape, and because I pre-starch, these are already shrank, so I don't have to worry about them shrinking from this. I'm really thinking there's a 0% chance of me keeping this camera steady, but let's see. Sorry. This is tomorrow, May, is it the 13th? Tuesday, 7 a.m.'s block. And I'll show you how to do these. I have FPP. You can do a sew and flip if you choose. And we'll need a 6.5 inch panel or a 6.5 inch orphan block would work great here. And look at that. My clock says it's time up. Yay, I'm done just in time. I hope to see you tomorrow when we put this block together. It's called Country Farm.